Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, not really a classic again today. As I mentioned on my last video, I've got my son's VW Scirocco to do. I did ask for a list in the end, if he could just tell me what was right with it. I did go over, the brake lights weren't working, he lost the inner wheel arch. There's a few things I had to do. In the end, I thought, let's put it in there, let's see what needs to be done, and I'll get on and do it. Well, that was the list. I don't know if you can see it in the sun there. 6 major failures, and then probably about 11 advisories, although some of the major failures will clear out some of the advisories as well. So we've got anti-roll bar linkage ball joint excessively worn, offside front lower. Anti-roll bar linkage ball joint dust cover no longer prevents the ingress of dirt, offside front lower, which will be covered in one. Wheel bearing rough when rotated. Well, when I drove it off to the MOT, my God, you could hear womp, 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 womp. So I knew that needed doing. Coil spring fractured or broken, offside rear. And tyre has a cut in excess of requirements depth, enough to reach ply or cords near side rear. I bought a new tyre for it. So let's just let this aircraft go over. Right, so I do have a new tyre, as I mentioned. That's got to be fitted. I'll go and get that fitted at some stage. So instead of doing a 6-hour video, I'm just going to break this up into sections. So today I'm going to try and see if I can get the wheel bearing changed. I've got a new one, hopefully it will be okay. It says wheel bearing rough when rotated, offside rear, and then also excessive noise as a advisory on that one. So of course hopefully that will counteract the advisory. So I've got the coil springs to do. I've ordered those. Well, I've got those now, and I've got some dampers. It does say shock absorbers has light misting oil near side rear again, so that'll all be replaced. So today my plan is to just do the wheel bearing, and we call that a video. And then I'm going to get on later on, which will probably be the next video, where I'm going to do the coil springs and the dampers, and then eventually I'll go to the front and do the anti-roll bar linkage ball joints, etc. I've got 2 new linkages for that. So let's get this car jacked up, axle stands, and let's get going. Well, there's Jenny in there keeping an eye on things. That's her director's window. She's gone back in now, but won't see much of her today, but probably see her at the end. So it's all jacked up now, and the both wheels are off. This one, the handbrake's off. The other wheel turns okay, but as you can see, that's very rough turning. But I don't know. But anyway, we've got to get this caliper off. Now, I'll be honest, I've just had a half an hour trying to get these nuts out. It's not exactly in the best place to get sockets on, but I've got the slider things loose now, so we need to there's no room to get any sockets in or anything, so it was a spanner job eventually with a hammer. So at least we can get these out. That's that one, and one more down there should be loose. Okay, let me just get this other one out, and then I'll come back to you. No, these are quite stiff on here at the moment, so we're just going to try and lever it off. It's probably the sliders need greasing, almost, I think. Right there. There we go. Right, okay, there we are. Right, I'll take the pads out. There we are. Right, okay. Right, I think before we go any further, it might be worth taking out this little bolt or nut, that hole. Yeah, well, I think perhaps I should have got this off before I took the blooming caliper off, but never mind. Let's see if this will work. Try and block that a bit. Oh, it's not going to do, is it? God. What can we do? Don't worry, I will find a way of holding this and then we'll get that out. So bear with me. There we go. Impact gun. Now we'll find a way eventually. Right, must put that somewhere safe. As these nuts as well. Right, okay, so that's done. So we need to get the carrier off, I think, but if we can find a way. Let's have a look into that and I'll come back to you again. No, I believe these actually do just come off. You don't have to take this carrier off like you do on some of the front ones. It just comes out, and then it just slides around there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for some heat now. It's just not coming away. But also, whilst we're here, if you just have a little listen, if I put this microphone a bit closer, I think they may have gone. So let me go along with some heat, and hopefully this will come away eventually. Everything is corroded, so I'm sure this is just as bad. So bear with me. I'll get this heated up, and then I'll try and get this off. Finally back to you, half an hour I suppose. Keep putting in WD-40 in there, heating it up, WD-40 in there, heating it up, and finally it's come off, I think. There we go. So okay, so that's nothing ever is easy, is it? It never takes 5 minutes. But now we're just left with, I don't know, well, it's not too bad, is it? Anyway, so let's try and see what we can do and get this off, I suppose. Well, obviously that wouldn't come off easy, would it, with all this corrosion? But in the new kit you do get a new one, so it's just a case of just going around and just a bit of heat again, and then we should get it off, hopefully. What a nightmare, isn't it? Absolute nightmare. There we go. Thank God for that. What a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Right, thank God for that. Down to the hub now. Right, now I did buy a special tool for this, so hopefully this is going to work. This is going to be on very tight. I'd like to use the impact driver, but I don't think it's going to be strong enough. So we'll try and get this off. Right, okay, here we go again. I've had lunch now, and in the meantime I've been round to see a friend of mine who's basically my full-time mechanic if I have serious problems, which I have, but he's actually lent me his bigger tool, and we've also got some bits here from a jack, so hopefully I should get enough leverage on it if this doesn't, this spline thing doesn't go wrong or something. But so we'll give this a go now with this one. Try it with this first, and then, which I doubt it, but see what happens. It's starting to go, yes, I think. There we go. Make sure it is. There we go. My God. There we go. Okay, well that is coming out now, so bear with me whilst I get this out, and so I bet this just slides off. Well, actually it is. There we go, look. One dodgy wheel bearing. Yes, that certainly does feel rough. Right, okay, well, at least we can get this done now. So let me go and get the other one, the new one, and then we'll get that on. Right, okay, so there's a new one. I'll just put a little bit of molly grease around there. I know that's right or not, but I'll put that around there. What I'm going to do, if I can get this on today, and we know that's done, I'll probably later on today, off camera, I'll give all this a good clean up,
I haven't got any rubber, what do they call it, copper slip or anything like that, and lubricant to go on the sliders. So I do need to do that. Obviously that's not very good in there, so I'm going to clean all this up, and then that'll do for today, getting this back on. And obviously it's a reverse procedure, and then hopefully tomorrow I can get a chance to try and get this suspension done. So let's get this one back on now. Okay, and we've got a brand new thing here, nut, or nut, bolt. I actually haven't got any thread lock either, which is another thing I need to get. Always these little things you forget about that you didn't have after the fire, you know, all lost in there. Okay, so this I'll try and tighten this up, obviously a lot. So let me just get this one tightened up. That's on very tight now, a nice smooth bearing, and we've got a brand new cap to go on, hopefully. Sorry, the hammer's all around here now. Oh, bear with me. That should do it. Great, isn't it? Try and line this up again. Let me get on with this. It will go on in a minute. Never on camera. Well, you wouldn't have thought that was made right, would you? But it was. Yeah, I finally got it on. A little bit of grease just around the edge, and gently tap it all the way around. But that's all done now, and lovely smooth bearing. So as I say, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back, get this wire brushed all around here, and then I'm going to have to look at this brake tomorrow. As I say, try and get this caliper all cleaned up and get all this running smoothly tomorrow. And then also then tomorrow I'm going to separate video, try and see how we get on with the shock absorbers. Oh, that's just the wheel bearings done, so I'll have to come. I was hoping to do it this afternoon, but I'm afraid I'll have to wait till tomorrow now, my last day off, to try and get these suspension bits done. But at least the wheel bearing's done. Nothing ever goes to plan or straightforward, is it? But it's done. So and I managed to get some copper grease and greased up those sliders and everything now, so that's okay on that side. So tomorrow I'll get on, film some more, and we'll get on and try and get the suspension changed. Easier said than done, I'm sure. So until then, you take care out there. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.